rock, on punk rock, because I saw the mothers of punk rockers on a show complaining about how they had lost a son and what was that. And it was a marvelous idea. I saw one on child alcoholics, which I had no idea existed. So wherever I could get it, I get it from newspapers. I'd go through the newspapers and read stories. You know,
but you'd bring it back and you'd pass it on to them.
Oh yes, then we'd sit down and we'd discuss it, and then they would do the research. Then they would do the rest of the research on it. But my brother, I had a brother, Maurice, who worked for me, who was magnificent at it. He came to me with a picture of, there were about 5 kids with assorted diseases and ailments, and they were on horses, and they were kind of all looking happy. And there was equestrian therapy that really helped for the paraplegics and whatever. And he said, "There's a story." I said, "What story?" He said, "If 5 kids who have those sorts of ailments can be that happy because they're on a horse, there has to be a story there." And of course he was right. We did a show on equestrian therapy helping these kids whose concentration span would maybe only be 20 seconds long, but if they had to stay on a horse, and it forced their concentration to be longer. The horse. Even in wheelchairs, they would wheel the kid up to the horse, and then they would build platforms, and they would wheel themselves up or be wheeled up, and they would clean the horse. And the fact of taking the attention away from themselves and onto a living animal that returned their love, it was very, very good. And that's where we got stories.
One of the things that has been, I think, incorrectly written about is the connection between you, or the character you play, Quincy, and Dr. Noguchi, who's now almost notorious coroner over there. Is it true? Is it based on that
No,
guy?
Absolutely not. No, the character was based on medical examiners and coroner. There's a great deal of power in the coroner's office. For instance, if the coroner says that's a murder, the commissioner of police has to investigate it as a murder, even if he thinks it's suicide. The coroner says that's homicide, it must be investigated. They're very, very powerful. Now, if in case of a police brutality act, right, a cop is accused of killing somebody, well, unless the coroner is very strong, and Noguchi was very strong, they can't cover it up because of him. But if they had somebody they can handle, they then could get cases just glossed over because they controlled him. But Noguchi was an independent man. He wasn't a tactful man. In the cases with the celebrities that died, unfortunately, he was not tactful. But I don't count that as points against. It's bad taste, but he was a good man. He's a good pathologist.